Good morning, guys. It is 8:48 a.m. on Wednesday, the 92nd day I think I'm doing this. And last night I was on a phone call. I got off the phone call at a reasonable time, and then I did watch like one video, and that was okay. I still turned everything on, like turned the meditation on and everything by 10, so that was awesome. And I actually woke up before 5 a.m. this morning, and I said use a tool, which I really like this idea that I just kind of created for myself of categories, and then there's so much flexibility allowed within the categories. So I noticed I didn't say use this exact thing, I just said use a tool. And so I did some tapping actually, and I think I had to go to the bathroom. That's why I woke up originally. And then I think I went to my chair and I told myself, don't worry about the actual time. Like, you're feeling okay, in this moment. And I did some tapping. I did tell myself the boundary was don't go downstairs until 7:40 for reasons. And so then I did my language practices. I just tried to look out the window. But one specific thing I found myself doing was hanging upside down, like touching my toes and just hanging, and realizing that was making a physical difference. And so I thought, ooh, I'm going to keep doing that, And I actually had some water up here, so I drank some water as well. Oh, and I reverse engineered my day already. And I told myself, you're not allowed to worry today. So we'll see how that goes, but that's like the boundary I'm having with myself. And when I went downstairs, I thought, oh, I need to sit and I need to be calm. But I realized that actually, in that moment, I feel safer if music's on and I'm kind of moving back and forth, because ultimately I can't control what my daughter does or says. You know what I mean? So instead of kind of being a sitting duck, it was like, actually, and so it was just a way in that moment, yes, to kind of cope, but like that was the right decision and that felt good. And then after she left, I did my puzzle process, and I have to tell you, I have things just came together is my point. Like the quadrant one, the bottom half of that quadrant, the bottom quadrant of quadrant one, is pretty filled in, and now the bottom quadrant of quadrant 4 is pretty filled in, because I saw the connections, like things were starting to connect, and I was like, that's actually really exciting, and it brings me joy, and that's the bottom line, right? So that was just so symbolic for me, but also like a visual representation. And I told myself, go take a shower, because we don't know if it's going to storm and you deserve to take a shower. And I was feeling great, right? And then I was in the shower and I was like, I still could have just totally bypassed the emotion. Like, it wasn't like it wasn't out of my control. But I was like, actually, let's see if anything needs to come up right now and be released, because this is a good time and space. And I said, the only rule I have for myself is I have to keep tapping while it happens, to just kind of remind myself I'm still here, So I did that, and it still was not automatic, but I did do it, and I know it made a difference. It was releasing the pressure a bit, and we're all different, and that's obviously fine, but sometimes I don't necessarily agree when people say a thought preceded the emotion. I think sometimes the thought might be, I need to repress this emotion, versus be free with it. So in my case, it wasn't a certain thought that then caused that emotion. It was releasing past stuff, if that makes sense. Because when you do tapping, when you do meditation, and I did do a meditation too this morning too, just one. When you do these things and then you breathe deeply and you start to relax and you're not using anything, to numb it, stuff is going to come up to come out. And anything you look up that specializes in that will say that's healthy, that's supposed to happen, So, yeah, I kind of want to be the voice for the other side of that, Like, there's all these things to be stoic. I think it's more of do it on your own terms, And the fact is when I try to touch my toes and I can't, it's because something's stuck. And there's a pain, there's a tightness. And then when I release the emotion, all of a sudden I can touch my toes, right? So it's like, interesting. So I just want to, give that kind of credence and that hope that there is nothing wrong with me for releasing emotion in the shower. It doesn't mean I'm depressed. It means that as I'm being my authentic self, my authentic self would feel free to feel emotion and get close to people and have authentic, close things. My authentic self would feel safe to be vulnerable, right? So as I'm getting to solidifying that, that's why I say it with like a shaky voice, because I'm not there yet, but I'm still doing it. And I actually got another book idea in the shower as well, which made me laugh. And I saw several hearts in the shower, like with the soap and everything. So this is just me honoring, my path and my journey in the hopes that it helps someone else. So that being said, it's 8:55. I have a meeting at 11. And so before that, I do want to do a body doubling. And yeah, so here is the Daily Dose of Hope is downstairs, but we can scatter kindness. And these things, I know some people get mad about like trite, they think it's like trite phrases, but it's actually not. And that's why I think I have a unique approach to it, because I am all about effectiveness, productivity, living your best life. And I also see how the path to do that truly is to feel your feelings. And if you're not feeling your feelings, it is actually productive to figure out why, because I don't want to be on any medications unless I need to be. That's just my own desire. And everybody has the right to do, what works for them. So, yeah. Okay, I'm going to get ready for the body doubling. So if you want to check that out, it's a free Facebook group called Optimize Our Life to Maximize Our Joy, which is what I'm all about. And I'm definitely going to do the puzzle for my reward. And for my task, I've already reverse engineered today. So I think what I'll do is I'll do that part of the kitchen that causes me some whatever, and just remind myself it's not my stuff, so I don't have to carry it and all of that. Okay, love you guys.